welcome to the first episode of my Dragonbane solo play. And for those of you unfamiliar, we will be playing Dragonbane by Free League Press, and by we, I mean me, because there is a supplemental alone in the Deepfall Breach that you can play solo, so I thought it would be interesting to kind of just do that for the channel. So in this first episode, we are going to be creating the character that we're going to be playing. Now, I've done a little bit of work already, mainly just picking out my kin, picking out my profession, things like that. I have saved rolling stats, so we're going to do that on this episode. But just a quick overview of what we're doing here. On the screen, you can see that I've got the, we're going to be using Roll20 for this. So I've got my character sheet here. You can see that, and we'll be able to use Roll20 for maps if we need them. And then over there on the left, you can see this will be my rolls once we get going. It's just that, you get a bunch of this stuff when you open Roll20 for the first time. So, quick introduction about what we are playing as. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Dragonbane, it's relatively new. It is by Free League Publishing, so it's going to be kind of new for me too. But I think we're going to have fun with it. It's very fantasy-based, so kind of in the vein of D&D, but it's also works on an inverse system. 1s are good, 20s are bad. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes once we get started. So allow me to introduce you to my character. This is, and I can throw up a bigger picture of him later, but Lendren Greycoat. Greycoat being a nickname that he got. He is a Wolfkin kin. Wolfkins is playing a Wolfkin, of course. You couldn't expect anything else from me. And he's old. He has been wandering quite some time. He is a mage by profession, and he has been around the block. He's got the name Greycoat because his fur, once beautifully white, has started to dull and gray over the years of adventuring and just with his age. Other than that, we have a completely blank slate here. So as you'll see, we've got nothing filled out. So while we might not get to any adventuring today, we should get to see what this character shapes out to be. So the first thing, and I will be referencing the book a little bit. This is the first time I've made a character in Dragonbane, so forgive me if I have to go back to the book every now and then. So I did go ahead. The first thing you do, so it kind of runs down the steps of character creation, and I'll just read you the 6 steps really quick. Oh, sorry, 13 steps. Roll your kin, did that, Wolfkin. Note our innate ability. So our innate ability is hunting instincts. It costs 3 willpower points, and we'll get into that a little bit later. You can use this ability to designate a creature in sight or a creature you can catch the scent of as your prey. This counts as an action in combat. You can follow the scent of your prey for a full day, and you can spend 1 further will point, not an action, to gain a boon, which is essentially advantage if you're familiar with 5e, an attack against this prey. Okay, noted. Choose or roll your profession. Mage, done. Choose or roll your age. Old, done. The age will have some effect on our stats, as we'll see when we get to that section. Choose or roll your name. Lendren Greycoat. Last name a mystery, Greycoat being a nickname. Roll your attributes. So that's what we're going to do right now, okay? So I believe I will just do the rolling as it's laid out in the book. So starting scores. Roll 46 and remove the worst die. This will give you a score between 3 and 18. Assign that score to an attribute of your choice and repeat the process. So just keep going until we've assigned it, and then we can mix and move them around if we want to. Okay, so everybody cross your fingers. I'm going to hope for good rolls here. Let's see. Let's just get everything across the board, right? Let's just get 18, 18, 18. 46. All right. Ooh, that one is not good. What is that, 7? Ugh. All right. Next. Okay. That one's a little better. 13. I'm just going to roll them all, then we'll assign them. All right, now see, this is what I'm talking about. That 15, that's much better. Okay, so what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 5. 6. Okay. So, what do we have to work with here? Let's see if these are all on the screen at the time. Okay. Ugh, these rolls. Some of them are not good. So the first one is a 10. So we have a 10 to throw around somewhere. Well, first of all, let's just go ahead and see. I think with a mage, we're going to want primarily willpower because we're going to need that for our spells. So our key attribute is will. So what we want to do, I think, is our highest roll here was this 18. Dropping the 3, that makes it a 15. So let's just go ahead and set our will to 15. I think that's a fair thing to do. Okay. Next, let's see. As a mage, I don't think we're going to need a lot of strength, agility. Agility's probably... I think we would need a lot of intelligence. I think we'd need a lot of intelligence, so what's our next highest one? So we've got 2 14s. And they're both rolled a 1, so that's 2 13s, right? 5 6 2, 5 6 2. So we got 2 13s. So let's assign one of those to intelligence. And then... Ooh, let's see. Would he be charismatic? An old Wolfkin Mage. Would he be charismatic? One thing to note, while we're thinking about this, let's take a look at what the age does for us. Because like I said, he is old. So being old, he will get additional trained skills. So we're going to get 12 of those. But our attributes get some negatives. So our intelligence and our will do go up by 1. Our strength, agility, and con go down by 2. So with that being the case, our intelligence can go up to 14. Our will can go up to 16. Okay. Did I say strength, agility, and con go down by 2? Okay. So. All right. Our movement is going to be affected by our agility. Okay. Damage bonus, strength or agility. I don't expect to be cast or attacking with something besides spells. Now hit points based on your con. Okay. Let's do, so con's going to get a -2. So let's do, what's our next highest? We got 18, 14, 14. Oh, I didn't see this. A 16, so there was one higher here. So the 16 becomes a 14. So let's put that in intelligence, and the +1 will take that up to a 15. Okay, so now we have the 2 13s. Let's put 1 in con. So 13, and then the -2 makes that an 11. Let's put the other one in agility, and that would also be an 11. Int 14 + 1. Okay. Willpower was, let me make sure I did this math right. 6, 15 + 1, 16. Okay. So that leaves 11 and 8. So this 8 becomes a 7. That definitely goes to strength. Strength becomes a 5. Why did I make this dude old? I minused for the con. I minused for the agility. Charisma is unaffected. So the charisma will be this last one, this 10. So charisma is just a straight 10. Okay. We have our stats. So these are the base stats for our Wolfkin Mage, Lendren Greycoat. So, as you can see here, it looks like it's already gone through and populated that. So again, this is Roll20. First time I've ever actually used the Dragonbane character sheets on Roll20. So, so far I'm liking it pretty well. But there may be some times when we stumble through this just a little bit because, again, it is brand new. So, hit points 11. That's awesome. So it looks like hit points just equals your con and your will equals your willpower points. Makes sense. I do wish that hit points was a little higher. But you know what? I'm going to leave it the way that we rolled it. So, let's see what we got next. Movement. Let's do this. The rating determines how many meters you can run in a round of combat. You can tell this was not an American-made game. It's based on your kin, then modified by your agility. Wolfkin have a base movement of 12, and then our agility will modify that. So our agility is 11. So this is kind of confusing. Okay. 1 to 6 minus 4, 7 to 9 minus 2, 13 to 15 plus 2. Okay, so I'm guessing that an agility of 11, we don't modify. Okay, so our base movement speed is just 12. I saw that somewhere. Okay, that's fine by me. The Wolfkin are naturally fast anyway. So, let's see what else we've got. Now it's time to pick skills. Okay, moving on to skills. And I do apologize, I know I'm referencing the book a lot, but, this is a learning experience for me. And if you've never done a character in Dragonbane before either, hopefully it'll be helpful for you too. Okay, so starting skill levels. In addition to... Okay, let's start here. Skills represent knowledge and abilities you've acquired. Da-da-da-da. Okay, we get that. They're important as they determine... We get that too. There are 30 core skills in the base game, okay? And they're all described in detail in the next chapter. Okay, your skills are measured by a skill level on a scale from 1 to 18. The higher, the better. So far, that is pretty self-explanatory. Right now, this is our skill level right here. And it's just directly tied, it looks like, to our numbers up here. Okay, so your base chance, every skill connected to an attribute and has a base chance. It's indicated on the character sheet, and the base chance is a free skill level you get automatically. So essentially, what we're seeing is like an attribute 9 to 12 gets a base chance of 5. So anything agility 9 to 12, base chance of 5. So what should happen if I roll an acrobatics, it should tell me, okay, here was my base chance, and I rolled a 7. What you're wanting to do is roll under. So that's a little bit different than what I'm used to. So I would be looking for 5 or under. So not a very good chance at that. But we get to add some skills. In addition to the base chances, you start out with a number of trained skills. 8, 10, or 12, depending on your age. Now, this is another reason why we actually get some benefits of being old, is we do get 12 skills. Okay. 6 of your trained skills must be selected from those listed by your profession. The rest are chosen freely. You can increase your skill level during the game. Okay, so let's flip back here to Mage. See exactly what we have to work with, okay? So, skills. By the way, I am going to be going with an Elementalist. So I did decide not to roll on the gear. I just chose the gear because I wanted him to have a staff. So I chose the one with the staff. And if you can see from the art, and I'll show a bigger picture, but I gave him like a nice ice staff. So like a staff made out of like frozen ice. Kind of leaning into that Elementalist thing. Okay. So, let's take a look at these skills. So, the Elementalist skills are Elementalism, Awareness, Evade, Healing, Languages, Myths and Legends, Spot Hidden, and Stabs. Okay. Well, I do think that we definitely need Elementalism. Yes. Right, where is this? Okay. Not what I was expecting to see. Okay. Awareness. Okay. So maybe that skill is like a secondary skill. Okay. Okay, the magic must be a secondary skill. So let's see. Awareness. Kind of makes sense. Evade, healing, languages, myths and legends. I do think he would be good at myths and legends. All right, so I'm assuming we click this. No, that's not it. How do we do this? How do we mark this as a skill that we want to take? Abilities and spells. No. Let's see. I apologize. This is not running as smoothly as I was hoping. New skill, intelligence. Oh, okay. This is how we can add a secondary skill or something. Okay. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll leave that there for now. So yeah, myths and legends. How do we tell it? We want to make it, because this, I think, is marking it, because there is a system to where if you roll a dragon or which a dragon is a 1 and a demon is a 20, you do kind of mark them in order to be able to level them up later. So where do we select these skills, though, on the Roll20 sheet? Okay. I don't really want to mess with it there. I know how to roll it. Is there a way to... Maybe we just have to add it in like that? Okay. All right, let's just add it in like that. So, not as easy as I was expecting it to be, but we are moving along. So now it looks like we have to do a little bit more math on our own. Okay. 8, 10. At the start of the game, 6 your train skills must be blah, blah, blah. You can increase your skill levels during the game. Okay. 8, 10, or 12, depending on your age. Okay, but what does that mean? So we got our base chance here. Magic. Okay. This is embarrassing. No, this is part of the learning process. I mean, this is something that, you run into when working with a new system, when you are trying to build a character that you never kind of built before. Now, what I'm wondering is what I'm not seeing is what we add to those trained skills. Okay. Let's check out Chapter 3. Because that's where it's talking about the character sheet. Maybe it gives us a little bit more information on exactly what's going on there. Okay, I found it here. I was just overlooking it. At the start of the game, your level in a trained skill is equal to twice the base chance. Okay, so equal to twice the base chance. So that's super simple. So we just need to double these. So myths and legends, we'll make that a 6 plus 6. We just use that number, so that's our new base skill there. So when we roll that, we should see that reflected right here. Boom, successful roll. Way to go. All right, back to the mage. Okay, so let's see. We've got awareness, evade, healing, languages. I think he'd probably be good at languages too, I would imagine, because, he's been around, probably knows how to talk in all sorts of different languages. Let's see. Spot hidden. Okay, spot hidden. I think that we probably... I'm going to give him awareness. Okay, so we said that we had to pick 3? 6 of your trained skills must be selected from those. Okay. Cool. So, it is unclear whether or not we have to take Elementalism, the secondary skill, as one of those 6. I'm going to, I guess, cheat a little bit and just say it's not. So yeah, with that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They only give us 7, so we have to take pretty much all of them. So why don't we? I mean, we get 12 skills, so let's just take awareness. We've got that one. We've got evade is the next one that we would get. So 5 there. Healing, that would probably come in handy. 6. Okay. Languages we already took. Myths and legends we already took. Spot hidden we have not taken yet. Okay. And staves. Or staves, however you say it. And that is another reason I wanted to have it. Okay. So that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we've taken. So, and the elementalism. We don't have a base roll in that, but we'll have the elementalism secondary skill. Okay, so now that we're old, we get to go up to 12, which is quite a lot, really. I mean, almost half. All right, so what else do we think would be good? Our mage, our old mage. Train skills, 12. Okay, we're at 7. So we got 5 more, right? Definitely not acrobatics. Definitely not. Bartering, perhaps. Beast lore, I think for sure. So we're at 8. Hunting and fishing, maybe, just because he's been around. Although, would he have done that much? Persuasion, I think he could be pretty persuasive. Let's do that. Seamanship, probably not. Sleight of hand, no. Let's say that he's okay at sneaking. So let's see. 1, 2. I stopped counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2 more. Do we want any more weapon skills? I think not. I don't expect to be using many weapons. So we got 2 more we can pick. I'm going to say he's probably not a strong swimmer. Maybe he was in his old days. Sleight of hand, I could see him being decent at that just with, yeah, like magic tricks. Yeah, let's do that. Sleight of hand. So that means 1 more. Bartering, bluffing, crafting. Crafting's a strength? Okay. Hunting and fishing. Performance riding. In my head, he doesn't like riding horses. Or boats. Alright, so I think he's probably gotten decent at bartering. Bartering or bluffing? Nah, I think he's bluntly honest. I don't think he bluffs his way through that much. Okay, we have our skills now. I need to get rid of this secondary skill that we created that means nothing. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So I haven't put in my inventory yet. I am taking the inventory out of the book. That's the roll of 1 or 2 that comes with a staff. So I'll just tell you what that is. I'm not going to make you watch me type it all out. So I've got the staff, the grimoire, the torch, flint and tinder, D6 food rations, and D8 silver. So I will go ahead and roll those. So I'll go ahead and roll 2 D6 and a D8. So 5 rations and 6 silver. Okay, so we're good there. Okay, continuing. I think for the most part, the characters coming together. It does look like we have a damage bonus up here, so I'm going to go ahead and just fill that in. Even though, again, probably not going to be great. Damage bonus increases your damage inflicted by your attacks. 2 separate damage bonuses. 1 for strength and 1 for agility. So the damage bonus less than 12 is 0. Nothing. And agility, yeah, they're both less than 12. So actually, they were already filled in. I didn't have to do anything there. Cool. Mage characters, y'all. All right. Heroic abilities. Now, as a mage, I do not get a heroic ability off the bat. But solo rules are just a little bit different. You do get 2 heroic abilities for every class except mage, who would get their magic, and a second heroic ability. Now, it's got 2 listed here that it says, suggest for solo play. The first one being Army of 1. And what happens there is when fighting alone, which would be all the time, I draw 2 initiative cards and keep both. So I'd basically have 2 turns in a round. The other one is Soul Survivor, and that costs no willpower points. Soul Survivor, however, costs 3 willpower points, and when adventuring alone, you may push a roll without suffering a condition. Of those 2, I am most likely going to take Army of 1. especially at the start. I do think it'll be better to have 2 rounds in the initiative. I want to save some of those willpower points for my spells anyway. So that's, I think, what I'm going to take. So I will be taking the Elementalism as far as my magic goes. And then I will be taking Army of One. So where exactly those go is a good question. And like I said, for stuff like that, I'm not going to probably fill it out here on the actual stream, because what I'd like to do is, that's just watching me type stuff. I want to just go through the core, meat and potatoes, math crunchy stuff to, so you are witnessing the character creation, so no one can accuse me of cheating or fudging my stats, and I don't think anybody would with stats like these anyway. But yeah, and also just to kind of walk through as a tutorial for how to do this, learning this together. Because also I'm playing Dragonbane solo, I have been loving this book, right? So I bought the quick start guide, read through that. I had to get the core set. I will likely be trying to run some games from Dragonbane on this channel. It's just a really cool system, and it's actually, to be honest, pretty quick. I mean, we've been going only half an hour, and we pretty much have a fleshed out character here. So I feel like character creation was pretty quick. Once we get this down, I think it'll be even quicker. There were some questions we had to look up about what these values should be and all that, but I think now we're into abilities and spells. Not sure what that did. Oops. Okay, so now new ability, cost, requirements, spell. Are there... Oh, are these all loaded in? I don't know if they are. That's cool, though. So it looks like this is where we would be able to add our spells. Okay. It doesn't... I don't think they have anything loaded. That would be cool. They probably do if I had actually bought the module on Roll20. That's okay. This is another time when I'll probably add these myself, but what we can do is we can look at some of these spells and talk about what we might want to pick. So, I'm going to just go to magic. So I think what we get, and I'll verify once I get there, I think we get 3 magic tricks. Okay, elementalism. This is what we're taking. According to elementalists, all things in the universe consist of 4 elements: wind, water, earth, and fire, in different combinations. The mind and spirit are associated with wind. Adaptability and creativity are linked to water. Action and energy are linked to fire, and steadfastness and determination are properties of the element earth. Okay, that is what we're going with. Each school of magic is a separate secondary skill. As a newly created mage, you may select one school as a trained skill based on intellect. Okay, you don't get a base chance in magic schools that you're not trained in. Okay, even as a mage. You're going to learn additional schools of magic during the game. Okay, so the formulas mages use to influence and alter the world are called spells. Many spells are described later in this chapter. You either know a spell or you don't. You do not have skill levels in individual spells, only in the school. You hold your spells in your memory or grimoire. Okay, so this is interesting. So we do need to add this secondary skill back in, based on intelligence, and we will say elementalism. I hope I spelled that right. Okay, 6. So we don't have a base skill in that. Spells are divided into ranks, which indicate how complex they are. As a mage, you start the game with only rank 1 spells. Makes sense. They're complicated, and the maximum number of spells you can hold prepared in your memory at the same time is equal to your base chance for intellect. So our base chance for intellect is 6. So we can hold 6. So 3. Okay. 3 apiece, I think. When you've reached your limit and want to prepare other spell, you need to replace a spell. To prepare spells, you need to study them in your grimoire. This takes time, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we'll get to that. That's just a bunch of fluff, right? As a newly created mage, you may select 3 rank 1 spells and 3 magic tricks to start the game with. They must be chosen from your school of magic or general magic. You also get a grimoire where all your spells are recorded. Okay, so we get 3 magic tricks, which are essentially cantrips from 5e. And then we get 3 other spells. Have to be chosen from either elementalism or general magic. Okay, and they all have to be level 1 or rank 1. All right, let's take a look at some of these. Let's just take a look at the general magic first. We got magic tricks. Fetch, grab a loose object, bring it to you. Flick, you can move something 10 meters away. Light, create a bright light that shines in the focus of your choice. Open or close, you can open and close doors that are unlocked. Repair, close, or sense magic. Sense magic, right? I think the mage needs sense magic. For sure. For sure. All right. Well, let's go and look at the magic tricks from elementalism. Heat or chill. The area within 10 meters of you becomes pleasantly warm or cold. Okay. Ignite. You can light or extinguish a candle, torch, or lantern. Puff of smoke. An impressive puff of smoke erupts in front of you. Very popular for dramatic entrances and can give you a boon to sneaking in certain situations. As determined by the GM. Well, guess what, baby? I'm the GM. So, for our... And again, I will go through and add these later. For the magic tricks, I'm thinking the detect magic. Kind of want puff of smoke. I mean, it at least has some kind of mechanical benefit, possibly. And let's see. Fetch. Make a loose object within 10 meters float to you. That just seems pretty cool. So I might do... Plus, I can say that's so fetch. Oh my god, I can say that's so fetch. We're taking fetch. So now we get to pick the rank 1 spells. So there are 2 rank 1 spells available for general magic. That's Dispel. Okay. And Protector. You protect a person or place no larger than a human from magic. The power level of all spells cast at the person or place is reduced by the power level in Protector. Okay. If I can use that on myself, that might be a decent one. Let's take a look at the level or the rank 1 elementalism spells. Fireball, Frost, Gust of Wind, Pillar, and Shatter. So we have a couple things here. I think I'll have to take Frost. I mean, I've already kind of leaned into the iciness of him a little bit with the staff. So I think we'll need to do that. And then possibly Fireball is just so standard. It sounds great. I think I have to have that. So what's that? So is that 2? Maybe 3 if I take Protector. Although Dispel is probably a good one to take. Especially if we're diving down into Deepfall Breach, I think we might need Dispel to get around some of the magic down there. So I think that'll be our 6 starting spells. The next time when we actually go to run the game, those will be filled in over here, so we don't have to worry about... Oh, ignore that. When we actually go to play the game, those will be filled in over here, so we don't have to worry about like clicking through them and stuff like that. So it should just be able to click, roll, all that stuff. So what else is there? Let's see. Taking a look at what else we need. The weapons, same thing. I'll fill that in later. The staff. Armor rating. I don't have any armor. I don't think I even start with armor as a mage. Torch, rations, silver. Yeah, I don't have any armor. So what do we do? That's not good. I mean, I guess it makes sense. How do we determine armor class? Yeah, looks like I don't have any armor, so that's going to be fun. Now, I know that combat works a little bit differently than it does in 5e. It's not so much about they're rolling against my armor class. It's that you roll, and if you succeed, the other person has a chance to either block or carry, things like that. So maybe it's not a big deal that we don't actually have an armor class here. So All right. I think that might be it. I think we have our character. We're taking a look here. I do need to pick a weakness. I wonder if that's something they suggest, or if it's something that I can just kind of make up. Because I can make up some weaknesses. Oh, there's weakness on page 26. Let's check that out. See what they suggest. Okay. Okay, they've got weaknesses you can roll for. Your character is capable. Individual risking their life and limb for honor, gold, and adventure. Yet, even an adventure has a weakness. An Achilles heel that can get you into trouble. You can roll or choose from the table below. Choose your weakness freely. Your weakness adds depth and personality to your character and can also be used by the GM, me, to create challenges for them. I'll probably do that a lot. Roleplay accordingly gives you an extra advancement mark at the end of the session. Okay. Let's read through some of these weaknesses, see if any of them fit our old wolf mage. Gullible, greedy, thin-skinned. I never tolerate a provocation. Oh, okay. Foolhardy. Nah, I don't think so. Faint-hearted. Monster slayer. Intolerant. Okay. Such as, orcs and goblins are evil and need to be fought. I could see an old mage being pretty intolerant. Slothful. I take every chance to rest. Just because he's so old. Gluttonous. Kleptomaniac. Vain. I'll help anyone who gives me praise or compliments. Oh, I could see an old mage being vain too. Reckless, no. Fearful of magic, that would be hilarious. That would be like I'm a mage, but I'm afraid of it. I'm not doing that, but it would be hilarious. Craving knowledge. The hunt for knowledge is more important than my friends. Child of the wild. Never sleep indoors. Boastful. I always exaggerate my accomplishments. Violent. Okay, overbearing. I always tell others what to do. I think that'd be better suited in not a solo game. Cynic. I always think things will turn out for the worst. And haughty. I look down on everyone I meet. Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to go with that one. It was the 20th one, but I can see an old mage confident in his abilities being very haughty. I look down on everyone I meet. So, and that I think could get us into some trouble, which is kind of what we want, right? How do you spell that? I just looked at the word. And then I couldn't remember if that's how you spelled it. Haughty. Yeah, I got it right. Yeah. I look down on everyone I meet. Okay. Appearance. I've kind of described this, earlier. Gray coat. Older Wolfkin. Red cloak. Billowing cape. Okay. Red bloke. Okay. No damage bonus. 12 movement. Inventory. I will fill that stuff out later. So my Grimoire, 6 silver. I'll add the spells later as well, like we talked about. Oh, something, if I say something here, does that go over there? Okay, we'll have to figure that out too. Okay. Oh, list. Insufficient will. Okay. Oh, I'm at 0, so I should need to make this 16 and 11. Okay, and then I would just click these. Hold on, if I use it, does it go off on its own? Perfect, that's nice. And then if I click this off, whoa. I didn't want to make all my HP go away. So then I just click down. Okay. Interesting. We can do that. Shift rest, stretch rest, round rest. Okay. Awareness, range attack. So these are just different settings we can pick. And then we can click whether we've got boons or banes. We can keep track of those. So now I'm just curious. If we have one boon, does it roll and take away that boon? Did it? I can't tell. Rolling 2d10, where these others rolled. Ah! Look at that! Oh, sorry, 2d20. So it did. It rolled with a boon. And then it didn't take the boon away though, so I gotta remember to keep track of that. Oh, but I guess perfect. Okay, I'm actually very impressed with this Dragonbane character sheet. I am really impressed with the Dragonbane character sheet on Roll20. It was free. You know, I didn't have to pay anything for it, which is one of the reasons I'm using Roll20. And yeah, I'm very pleased with this. Well, I believe this is going to bring us to the end of this particular episode. This was the character creation. We will get into Alone in Deepfall Breach next week, where we actually dive into playing the game, seeing how the game functions and how it works as a solo player. I am going to have to just kind of figure out how I'm going to do initiative and how I'm going to show it on the screen and all that, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully, I will see you, hanging out with me as we go through this and just learn how to play this game and have an adventure. And if I live, maybe Lendren Greycoat. I'm going to keep doing that. Lendren Greycoat can continue his adventures, but we will see how that goes. In the meantime, if you don't plan on sticking around, I hope this at least worked as a, here's how to build a character in Dragonbane. I didn't really mean for it to be a educational video, but as I had to learn, hopefully it helped you learn too if you haven't done it. Next time you see this character sheet, it will be filled out with what we have decided to take as far as our spells and our inventory and all that stuff. So next episode, we should be able to just jump right into the game. Until then, have fun. I'll see you next week, and we'll get this adventure started. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.